Hello, welcome to a 60-minute gentle flow. This is all about tapping into strength within our core and within our legs. As we start to move into some warmer months, we may find ourselves outside a bit more, walking, doing different activities, and it's so important to strengthen within those areas to support us in our movement. But not only that, it's just tapping into the strength of who we are to find better resiliency. Okay, so all we need for class is either a beach towel or a yoga blanket. And let's get started in a comfortable seated position. You may wish to use that blanket to elevate the hips here. Legs can be crossed, you can sit back on the heels or extend them out in front of you. And take a moment to feel into your body, into this moment with closed eyes or one that's a bit softer. Notice as you start to arrive with greater awareness, sensing exactly how you're feeling within this moment and watching how it evolves within your practice. Feeling your sitting bones beneath you and the upper body rising up towards the sky. As you start to settle into a deeper rhythm of breath, a greater focus, can you then begin to soften the shoulders, let the arms get heavy, and relax into the face. You might notice with each full breath, this merging within body, heart, and mind. And each time it strays from this path of focus, can you smile and soften into that awareness and bring yourself back into your strength and resiliency. Let the jaw relax and across the forehead and the sides of the eyes. And then take a moment to stack your palms on top of the heart. Feel the warmth of your hands filling in this space. And perhaps reflecting upon what strength and resiliency means to you. Coming up with a word, a phrase, or even invoking a feeling to guide you through your practice. One that you can bring with you off of your mat, making the yoga not just a time practicing on the mat, but incorporating it off of the mat as well. Gently releasing the hands, fluttering the eyes open, and we'll begin to make our way down onto our bellies. You could use that blanket underneath the forehead for support within the neck or across the top of the pelvis. As you release down onto your belly, start to place your hands down by your side, palms face down. Begin to relax the shoulders, turn your head to one side, and then just feel your body within this shape. Notice if there's any achiness or tenderness within the hips, the low back. You might just sway the hips from side to side a few times, or even pick up the feet and sway them. Feel the strength and the support of the floor, the steadiness within your heart. And then begin to turn your forehead to face towards the floor. Start to press the tops of the feet, activate the muscles of the legs, press the hands to the floor. And then as you inhale next, lift your head and your shoulders up off of the floor, coming into a variation of Shalabhasana locust pose. So starting to feel this awakening within the core, a place of strength here, and start to observe the muscles that line along the spine to keep you lifted here. Can you lift a little higher on your next inhale? And then slowly start to release as you exhale. Turning your head in the opposite direction, let the arms and the legs get soft. And then placing the hands as if we were going to come into Cobra pose, but we'll come into low Cobra. The elbows will stay deeply bent, placing the hands either underneath the shoulders by the middle or the low rib cage. And again, anchoring the pelvis to the floor, engaging through the legs. And on your next inhale, lifting the head and the chest. Starting to notice how a change within the position of the arms, how that might shift our experience within this back bend. You might lift one leg or both, or just switch and alternate which leg you're lifting. And then as you exhale next, slowly soften and release back towards the floor. Reaching the arms out, but alongside the head, letting the forehead release to the floor. If that feels okay, know that you can also prop it with that blanket. And just take a few resting breaths here. And then begin to tent the fingertips so that you lift the heel of the hand and the forearms. And you might start to feel this plugging action of the shoulder blades hugging onto the back. Keeping this action within the arms, press the pelvis into the floor. On your inhale, lift the head and the chest. So for some, this might be enough sensation. Others might want to explore lifting the legs or lifting the arms out in front. Notice if it feels better to have the palms face down or facing towards one another. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. And then cactus the elbows. Begin to slide your right knee out and up, coming into a half frog. Blanket can also support underneath the knee here. And for some, it'll feel best to have the knee higher than the hip, lower, or in line with it. You might even slide the knee a little bit away, gazing in the direction of that right knee. And perhaps sensing a release within the low back, greater sensation within the hips. And start to straighten through the left elbow. Slide your right palm underneath your right shoulder. Slowly start to roll onto the left side of the body. And you can either opt to keep that right knee out in front of the hip, or you might slide your left knee up and stack underneath the right knee. Or you might straighten into both of the legs, or point the right knee up towards the ceiling. But really let the focus be on stretching across the front of the left shoulder. Breathing here, perhaps softening the gaze. And then as you exhale next, roll towards the belly. Again, coming into that half frog, right knee out and up. And we're going to come into a hybrid as we inhale to a Sphinx half frog variation. Elbows about underneath the shoulders, and as you push them down, can you pull the chest forward? engaging into the glutes here. Explore tilting the head from side to side, forward and back. And then sending your right elbow forward. Start to slide your left arm underneath your body, and we're going to roll onto our backs into a twist with that right leg coming across the body. You might hold on to the right thigh with the left hand, or just touch the belly itself. And breathe here, noticing this twist within the spine, and just be easy with yourself here as we start to slowly warm into the body. And on the next inhale, roll onto your back, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. Keep squeezing the thigh in towards the body, strong and active through the arms. And then reach that left heel away from you. On your next inhale, hover the left leg and lift it as high as feels suitable for you here. And then exhale to slowly lower. Noticing perhaps a tilt of the pelvis as you inhale to lift. Can you keep a neutral spine? And as you exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. If you feel the low back push into the floor, you might lower the leg a bit more. Take this action 3 more times and really start to feel the quadriceps firing up, the space at the hip flexors, right at the crease. Wonderful. Next time you exhale to release the left heel, release the right foot to the floor, knee up towards the sky. And then hands begin to tuck underneath the low back, palms facing down, the backs of the hands pressing into the low back. We're using the hands here as feedback to notice if the low back starts to push into those hands. We're trying to maintain this neutral spine and then start to engage into the core. We're going to come into what's called a mini curl up, and it really is just very minute in its movement. So as you exhale next, just hover the head and the shoulders. It's as if you're only placing a few pieces of paper underneath that part of the body. And if you notice that the low back is pressing into the hands, lower a bit more. Continue to hold and just start to notice sensation strengthening through the neck muscles, all the way down the spine and deep into the depths of the core. And then as you exhale back, slowly lower, release, hug the right knee back in towards the chest. Giving it a squeeze. Gather the left knee into the chest, sway a little side to side, or draw some circles in the air with the knees. You can also just hold in stillness instead. And placing the soles of the feet onto the floor, setting up for bridge, hip width distance, arms by your side. Press into the feet as you inhale next, lift the hips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, slowly lower. Continuing with this, with your breath, inhale to lift, exhale, lower. You might incorporate the arms this time. Inhale, arms lift, hips lift, reaching the arms up alongside the head. And then as you exhale, slowly release. 4 more times at the pace of your breath. Find a fluidity within the movement, matching the fluidity of the breath. Sensing all of the spaces of engagement, of ease, of effort. last one. Heel toe the feet out a bit wider. Just gently sway the knees from side to side, or rest in constructive rest with the knees knocking in towards one another. Straightening through the legs, rolling onto the belly, and setting up for your half frog. Sliding the left knee out and up, gazing off the left shoulder, taking that cactus shape with the arms. And straightening through the right arm, sliding left palm under left shoulder, rolling onto the right side of the body, and then just finding a leg variation that works here. And propping the head if there's discomfort within the neck. Stretching across the front body to release all that forward motion that we're constantly within. And then as you exhale next, roll back to the half frog. And inhale up into your Sphinx half frog hybrid. Engaging into those glutes, pressing into the forearms, pulling the chest forward. And perhaps taking a little bit of a side bend to the left and to the right. Easing off the shoulder. Gradually moving into our twist, send the left elbow forward so you can thread that right arm underneath between it, rolling onto the back. And left knee comes up and across the body. And instead of being concerned of getting the left knee or the left shoulder to the earth, can you pay attention to the sensation within the body? Can you draw the left hip down and away a bit? Notice if you can really start to feel this lengthening within the spine to help assist within this twist. And then on your next inhale, rolling onto the back, hugging left knee in towards the chest. Using the strength of the arms to really draw that knee in towards the body. If there's pinching felt at the hip crease, explore taking the knee out a bit wider. Reach out through the right heel and moving with the breath as you inhale next, lift to hover or lift it up towards the sky. Any spot within that range of motion that allows you to maintain that perfect level of strength, resiliency, and integrity within the posture. 3 more times at the pace of your breath. You could also statically hold the posture as well. Exhaling to release right heel, sole of the left foot comes to the floor, setting up for that mini curl up. palms come underneath the back. And if that doesn't feel accessible, just leave the arms down by your side and pay attention to what you're feeling within the spine itself. And then as you exhale next, begin to just hover the shoulders ever so slightly, lifting the head as well. If you find that you're craning the head up too high, lower it a bit more. And as you continue to hold, start to feel that lighting up from the base of the head all the way down into the core. Exhaling to release, drawing both of the knees into the chest. Then rolling over to one side, coming up to a tabletop position. We'll work a bit more into the shoulders and sensation within the thoracic spine, so the upper portion of the spine. For this movement, I like my hands just a little bit forward of the shoulders. And then slowly, as you exhale next, bend into the right elbow. See if you can tap it towards the floor as you twist to the left, keeping the left arm as straight as possible. This might mean that the right elbow does not touch the floor. Inhale to lift and straighten through the right arm. And then as you exhale, dip the left shoulder and the left elbow, gaze to the right. And then you might play around with the hands. If they're placed underneath the shoulders, how does that change sensation within the rib cage? Next time you inhale to table, pause here, and as you exhale, walk your hands out, coming into a puppy stretch. So aiming to stretch into the shoulders themselves. Arms either closer together, wider apart, and the hips will be more or less stacked over the knees, but know that you could also shift them back a bit more in space. Chest begins to arch towards the floor. Forehead released onto floor or prop. And if you're not feeling much sensation within the shoulders themselves, if you have a lot of mobility there due to your skeletal structure, you could also place your hands up onto a rolled blanket or a couple of yoga blocks if you have them. Just a few more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, walking the hands underneath the shoulders to your tabletop position. Exhale to round into the spine, into your cat, gazing towards the navel. Inhale, cow pose, arch the belly, lift the head and the tail. Take this movement 4 more times at the pace of your breath. Coming to your neutral spine, press the palms down and away actively to feel this bracing within the shoulders. And as you inhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. You might pulse a little forward and back a few times as you feel a stretch into the back line of the leg. Pause in stillness. And as you inhale, sweep your right leg over towards of the foot. And a few times just bend into the right knee, send the hips back and off to the side a little bit, and then straighten through the knee again, and just bend and send those hips back. So feeling this into the outer hips. Inhale to straighten, pause, and as you exhale, sweep the right leg over towards the right. Can you hover the right leg up into the air? Pulse that leg a few times, up and down. And then we'll move with our breath. So inhaling to sweep the left leg back, bending into the knee. Inhale, straighten through the leg. Exhale, sweep the right leg out to the side. Inhale, sweep leg back and over to the left. Exhale, bend into the knees, press the hips back. Straighten through the right leg, inhaling. Exhale, sweep the right leg over to the right side. And then with as slow and controlled movement as possible, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Sway the hips forward and back a few times. And then rooting into the left palm as you inhale next. Sweep your right arm forward, up, and back behind you into a twist. On your next inhale, lift that right arm up, forward, and down to the floor. And as you exhale, step back to your tabletop position. On your inhale, lift up to the knees, reach the arms up and overhead, hinging at the waist as you exhale, bow forward. Sink your hips towards your heels, maintain as long a spine as possible till the forehead reaches to the earth and you drape the body down in your child's. Lift back up onto those shins as you inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Maintain strength within the core to stabilize the spine here. Inhale, lift back up, perhaps a slight back bend at the top. And as you exhale, bow back forward. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Lifting back onto shins as you inhale, and tabletop position as you exhale. Inhale to step your left foot back. Pulse a little forward and back. And though you know where we're going on this side, can you just, instead of anticipating the next movement, stay present to what you're feeling on this side? Holding in stillness as you inhale next, sweep that left leg over towards the right. Pause here for a moment. And then explore bending and straightening into the left knee. Next time you inhale to straighten through that left leg. Exhale, sweep the left leg over towards the left. Pause here, hovering the leg up off of the floor. Pulsing the leg up and down a few times. And then flowing with the breath. As you inhale next, sweep left leg over to the right. Exhale, bend into the knees, push the hips back. Straightening the leg as you inhale. Exhale, sweep left leg over to the left. Inhale, swing left leg over behind you. Exhale, bend into the knees. Last time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, sweep, pause here, and then with slow control, you might need to tend through the left fingertips, step that left foot forward. Sway a little forward and back, side to side. You might send the right thigh slightly back in space. And then rooting through that right palm as you inhale next, reach the left arm forward. Dial it up towards the sky into your twist, reaching back behind you. Nice. Inhale, lift that left arm up, forward, and down. And exhale to step back to your tabletop position. Inhale these kneeling salutations, rise up onto shins, reach arms overhead. As you exhale, bow forward. Reach the arms back behind you. Inhale, sweep up, squeeze those glutes at the top, perhaps back bend. And exhale, bow. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale to rise up onto the shins. Tabletop position as you exhale. Cow pose on your inhale. Arch the belly, lift the tail, and gaze. Downward facing dog as you exhale. As we ease into the back chain of the body, you might walk your dog here, sway the hips, shake the head, yes or no. Pressing those hands down and away from one another actively, rooting into those shoulders, lengthening through the spine. Let that be the focus. And then on your next exhale, walking your hands towards your feet. Once the feet are firmly rooted, inhale to your halfway lift, sliding or tenting the hands. And then exhale, slowly round and fold. With strong legs, again, inhale, halfway lift, lifting the chest forward and up in space. Exhale, fold. We'll do that one more time. So inhaling to lift to the point where you feel the activation within the back muscles. And exhale to fold. Inhale brings you all the way to stand. Long spine, strong legs, reach arms up and overhead. And exhale, prayer palms, bring them to the heart space. Take a resting breath here. Breathing fully in. And a long, slow exhale. As you inhale, we're going to step our right foot halfway down the mat or so, lifting the left heel. So we're going to start to move into what's called a split squat. And as we bend into both of the knees, ideally we're looking to find a 90-degree angle with both of the knees. This is a much shorter stance than we would for our lunge position. And this brings some great focus to that standing right leg. So as you exhale next, hands at heart or the hips, begin to bend into the knees. For some, you might just hover the left knee, or you might tap it to the floor. And then inhale to straighten into both of the legs. As you exhale, bend into both of the knees. Inhale to slowly rise back up. We'll do that 3 more times. Exhale, lower. Perhaps incorporating the arms as you inhale, legs straighten, arms lift. Exhale, bend into the knees. Last time. Straightening the legs as you inhale. Mountain pose as you exhale, so stepping the left foot to meet the right. A full deep inhale here. And a long, slow exhale. Left foot steps to the top of your mat. Lift the right heel. Bringing focus to this left leg. And it's okay if that left knee moves past the ankle. Just move again with that strength, that integrity, and that resiliency. If you find that you're wobbling a lot here, then heel toe the feet out a bit wider. Knowing that a wider stance is a greater base for more stability. Moving with the breath as you exhale, bend into both of the knees. And then inhale to lift back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. So inhale to lift, perhaps reaching the arms. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift. Bend, hover, tap. Inhale, straighten. Mountain pose, step right foot to meet the left. Taking a full deep inhale. Slow exhale. Reaching arms up and overhead as you inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift on your in-breath. Bending knees, planting palms, stepping back to your downward facing dog as you exhale. On your next inhale, lower the knees towards the earth. And start to lower the forearms down to the floor as well. So right now, for many of us, our knees will be right underneath the hips. So we want to start to send and walk the knees back so that we're in a forearm knee down plank. Starting to pivot onto the left forearm, so bring it about parallel to the mat. Bend into the knees and just roll onto the left shin and the outer side of the knee. Bring that right hand, place it onto the left shoulder. Just pull down enough so that you can feel that hand helping to support and brace you here. Feeling the side body really firing up here. Wonderful, and then as you inhale next, slowly pivot onto the knees, keeping the shins and the feet lifted here. Pivot that right forearm to the floor, and then slowly roll as you inhale onto the right side this time. Lifting up through the side waist, either using the left hand on right shoulder or perhaps challenging yourself by bringing your left hand to the left waist. Nice. As you exhale next, lower down to that forearm plank. Shift the hips back. Make your way to your child's pose. Arms either reaching out in front of you or back along by the hips. On your next inhale, rise up to table. We'll make our way to a seated position. Again, you might use that blanket to elevate the hips here. Coming into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, starting to draw the thighs down towards the floor. Heels might be closer into the body or pushed away a bit. And can you find some more length here as you root through the sitting bones? This might be enough sensation for you here. Others might begin to fold forward, leading with the chest. As you inhale next, lifting back up, straightening through the legs out nice and wide. Coming into our Upavishta Konasana. And then just turning towards your right leg, slowly start to fold yourself over the leg. Either hands framing the leg or touching it somewhere. Resisting that urge to feel like you have to touch the feet themselves. If that's something that you feel you need to do. You could also bend into that right knee. But think more about the foundation of the hips. So actively grounding the thighs down. Next time you inhale, lifting back up, turning your torso to the left leg and folding on your exhale. Breathing into the side body and perhaps sensing a tugging action along the right body. And next time you inhale, lift back up, sliding the legs towards one another. Setting up for our Dandasana, staff pose. Arms down along by your sides, active through the legs, lifting through the chest. And on your next exhale, fold over the legs. If there's a lot of sensation in the hamstrings, bend the knees a bit more, or even start to explore pointing through the feet. How does that change your experience? Do you feel perhaps a greater sense of the pelvis tilting forward with the toes pointing forward? Or is it better felt with the toes flexed? And then on your next inhale, lifting back up. As you exhale, hug your right knee in towards your chest. On your inhale, tense your right fingertips back behind you. Continue to hold on to that right leg with the left hand. And twist as you exhale. Twisting to that bent right knee. And depending on your skeletal variation, some might hook that left arm to the outside of the right thigh instead. Others might be able to take a bind, threading that left arm around the thigh into the opening behind the knee, reaching that right arm around the waist for the hand. I don't have that skeletal permission, so I can't show that to you. Alright, as you inhale back, slowly start to unwind. And as you exhale, cross that right leg over the left. Start to bend into the left knee. And so for some might take a cross leg position with the right shin in front of the left. Others might take more of a variation like this, or stacked shin, or perhaps more towards Gomukhasana. We just want to access some sensation within the outer hips, and this might be greater felt sitting up or starting to forward fold. And moving with that integrity of what you're feeling within your body. And guided by the strength and presence of your breath, of your focus. Lifting up out of your fold as you inhale. Uncrossing the legs, placing the hands to the floor behind you, and just sway the knees from side to side a few times. Inhale to rise up, staff pose, Dandasana. And as you exhale, hugging left knee in towards the chest. So you might choose to keep that left foot to the inside of the right leg. Others might prefer to cross that foot over the thigh. Hands right or left hand behind you, exhale into your twist. Inhaling unwind and finding your variation of stretch for the outer hips. Crossing at ankles, stacking shins, or really deeply adducting the thighs. Know that one side may feel different and require a different variation. As you inhale, max, lift back up, uncross the legs, sway the knees again from side to side a few times. From here, we'll make our way onto our backs. Releasing down with the feet about hip width distance. Start to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, drawing either left thigh in towards the body or just keeping the foot onto the floor, continuing to further release through the outer hip. Now a few options here, either taking a figure 4 twist or crossing the right thigh over the left. Slowly start to release the shape over towards the left. As you inhale, max, we'll bring the body out of this twist, straighten the legs down to the floor, keeping the hips placed onto the earth without moving. We'll come into a side bend here, sliding the legs over towards the left, and then just shimmying and shifting the shoulders and the head over towards the left as well. You might even just reach the arms up alongside the head. And when we find ourselves challenged or even at ease, we can tap into those moments, relating them to when we feel our strength and our resiliency within our practice, using those tools that we have learned, of breathing, of slowing down, of moving with that awareness and integrity aligned within our compassionate heart, within our inner wisdom. And we'll slowly start to release this shape. Bending into the knees, placing the feet on the floor, and again, just swaying the knees from side to side a few times. The next time the knees come up through center. Take your figure four with the left ankle over the right thigh. And just find that suitable depth here, maintaining your deep breath. And then choosing to either take a figure four twist or crossing left thigh over right, releasing this shape over towards the right. Perhaps gazing off left shoulder, keeping the head more neutral, or gazing off the right shoulder. On your next inhale, lift out of the twist, straightening the legs down on the floor, and then sliding the legs over to the right, shifting the upper body to the right as well, resting into your side stretch on this side. Slowly releasing from this side stretch. Once the body comes through center, hug the knees into the chest. Draw the knees out wider and up towards the shoulders. And staying here, holding onto the backs of thighs, making your way to happy baby, threading the arms to the insides of the legs and holding to the outside of the shins, calves, or the outer edge of the feet. Might feel nice to sway a little from side to side. And then straightening the legs up towards the ceiling. It's as if we're sitting in our Dandasana here. And then slow and with control with the core, begin to lower the heels down towards the earth. Palms point towards the floor. Tuck the hands underneath the glutes. Press into the elbows. Lift the chest. Letting the almost top of the head press into the floor. Fish pose. Matsyendrasana. Release the shoulders. Release the arms down by your side. Shift the body into your Shavasana. Let the body take up space. Let the breath return to its natural pace. Feel the earth hold you, support you, receive you. As you take some time for yourself to stand in your strength, your courage. And so often we find ourselves moving to that easy place of anger, of worry, of rumination. So strength and courage to shift from that place. Let yourself rest, held in the place of your compassionate heart, inviting ease and softness into the body. Taking a few deep breaths. Coming back into awareness of body. And gradually moving into fingers and toes. Swing the head from side to side. Circle into wrists and ankles. And then invite a full body stretch here, reaching in opposite directions. And hugging knees into the chest. Take your time. Easing over to one side to pause here. Closed eyes or soft gaze, rise up to a seated position. Pausing here for a moment. Again, returning to this tall spine as we began, stacking the palms over the heart, and come back to that word, that phrase, that feeling of this mindful, compassionate strength. How might you bring that into your day? With each breath you take, may you be happy. On the path that you walk, may you be safe and protected. With the unknown ahead, may you be at ease in the life you lead. May you be at peace. Praying the palms at heart center, bow chin to chest. Gratitude, reverence towards oneself and towards your capacity for this compassionate strength. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your practice. Namaste. All right. Thanks so much, everyone.